Good evening, folks. It's that Brooklyn guy. I know I haven't seen you in a while. You haven't seen me in a while. I've been busy. Actually, I've been trying to write my second novel. It's May. Weather's warming up. 94 degrees. Hasn't been that warm since I heard 2002. I think we're about to set a record. 24 years. But anyway, hey, it's warming up. No more ice. No more snow. I love it. I'm a spring baby, so I love May. So, first of all, few things I want to get off my chest a little bit. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I don't know if a lot of you knew that. I mentioned that being a New Yorker, 8.5 million people here in New York. We walk down the streets, we see a homeless person, we see people sleeping in the streets, we see people sleeping in the subway, we see people walking around talking to themselves. And mental health is real, folks. It really is. Don't skin your nose up at people like that. Don't look and say, oh, why don't they just go somewhere? They're dirtying up our city. No, that's not the attitude, folks. There for the grace of God can go you or I. I personally know from firsthand experience, I have an aunt many years ago. She suffered from mental illness. She was fine once she was on her medication, but she said the medication made her lethargic. It made her not herself, sluggish, and then she'd get off of it, and then her health would mentally her health would go into a decline. So these people need our compassion, they need our sympathy. They're not to be ridiculed or chided. These are people that they are members of our society, and they're also God's children, just like you and I are. These people do not wake up and say, hey, I want to have a mental health illness. No one wakes up like that. So I just wanted to get that off my chest, folks. Also, being May, it's Lupus Awareness Month. First, May 10th was Lupus Awareness Day. But this is the month. It's Lupus Awareness Month. I know you're probably asking, why is that Brooklyn guy talking about lupus? Well, first of all, yours truly, I have been diagnosed with it as far back as 2008. So I've had it for umpteenth years. You do the math really quickly. I'm a little hazy right now, so I can't do the math. It's in the evening right now, folks. But yes, lupus is essentially what it is. If you don't know, it's an autoimmune disease where your immune system mistakenly attacks healthy cells and tissues. It causes inflammation. It can damage your lungs, your heart, and it definitely affects your blood. Your blood cells. So there is no cure. However, there are treatments, and you can live with it. You choose life, as they say. Through a healthy lifestyle, eating well, and exercising. And taking medications. I'm to the point where I only take one medication. That's hydrochloroquine. When you first are diagnosed, I believe they probably have you on, like they did me, pretty much a recipe of medications. Back then it was methotrexate, it was folic acid, hydrochloroquine, and a few others that I can't name right now. But right now I'm only down to one, which is hydrochloroquine, thank God. I feel fine. I have my good days and my bad days. Sometimes there's a little fatigue, but for the most part, I work out. I enjoy friends, family, and I pretty much can enjoy a fulfilling life. I work as many hours as I can. I do overtime. I did as much research as I can on it. That's another thing. That's part of my positive mental attitude. There's websites for lupus. I have connected with so many people who have lupus. We've traded and swapped stories back and forth. So it gives you a better understanding, the history of it and how many people have it. And it's weird because 10% of the people that will get it will be African American males like me. So I am in the deep minority here. It's a disease or a condition that predominantly affects more minorities, minority women, Spanish women, Asian women, definitely black women, and 10% also men, black men, African American males. So, but I choose life. I don't hang my head, And I am the smiling, happy person that you see all the time in my posts. That's pretty much how I am if you ever met me. So I don't let these things get me down. I choose life. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Also, I'm going to mention a belated Happy Mother's Day. This was a couple of weeks ago. This is Mother's Day. I mean, Mother's Day this should be more than just one day, because I lost my mother back in 2012. Every day I wish I had at least one more conversation with her, one more dance with her, one more chance to see her smile, to hear her laugh, to taste her cooking. My mother was a professional cook and dietitian. So she lives forever in my heart and in my memory and in my walking being. But for all the mothers out there, they hold it down. I give kudos to every mother out there, you know. So kids out there, don't give your mother a hard time, you know. When she punishes you, or she chastises you, or she spanks you, she's trying to get you to do better. Don't poke your face out like that, you know. She's trying to make you the best person you possibly can be, you know. She's trying to raise responsible adults. So Mother's Day, I mean, kudos to all the mothers out there. Love you all, you know, living or dead. Love you all. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, turn the page. Father's Day will be coming up. Yes, Father's Day will be coming up next month, and a great gift for Father's Day, folks. I lost my dad in 2018. He was a great dad, you know. I mean, he was very like a militaristic type of man. He was very orderly. He was very no nonsense, but very smart, very intentional on raising me to be the man that I've turned out to be, which I think is a pretty good guy. So, but I also want to say this, my novel, Miles to Go Before Redemption, which has been out for about a year and a half, is a great Father's Day gift. This book is a definite connection between the protagonist, male character, Miles Johnson, who's the oldest son, and his father, James Johnson. It's a story about an African-American family, very happy, very nurturing family of six, 4 kids, mother and father. When dad gets incarcerated, this throws the family into a bit of an upheaval. He gets incarcerated for embezzlement. Miles takes it upon himself to act as mentor, teacher, nurturer, psychologist to his siblings. Dad is released from prison 3 years later, not quite himself, and then tragedy happens. He is mysteriously killed. The family, once again, is thrown into dramatic upheaval, but they get through this somehow. They do. As they say, life goes on. And Miles graduates college. He embarks on a great career in Wall Street, and his career is burgeoning, and then there's more drama. I won't get into that just yet because I'm not going to tell you the whole book, but I will take you that there's a secret, and you're going to have to find out for yourself how it unravels. The book is a good roller coaster ride. There's drama, there's secret, there's a twist there. There's about 2 twists there, but it all comes full circle at the end. Miles to Go Before Redemption. This is my baby, my first book, my first novel. I mean, it took so long for me to write it because I had so many distractions, but I got through it, and this book will forever resonate in my heart because I wrote it with love. I wrote it with compassion. So, also, I just wanted to, since I'm plugging books, I'm going to plug one more. It's a good friend of mine called Guard Your Gates by Rodney Patterson. Rodney Patterson is a good friend of mine. He wrote this book about less than a decade ago, about 8 years ago. However, it's so topical. It's a metaphor. Guard Your Gates is a metaphor for how you can go about governing and navigating your life. Whether it's your mindset, whether it's how you raise your children, how you go about performing tasks at job, you know, how you go about managing your time, your money, your time with your spouse. Guard your gates. It's a metaphor that we all should pretty much adhere to. Guarding your gates, because we all have gates that need to be guarded. You can find Guard Your Gates at It's on Amazon.com, just like you can with Miles to Go Before Redemption. Amazon.com for both of them. They're in hardcover, paperback, Kindle, and audiobook. So that's it for the plugging of the books. As I stated, I'm currently writing my second novel right now. I'm almost finished. It's really a departure from Miles to Go Before Redemption, but it is very, very entertaining, and it's another roller coaster of another kind. Now, last but not least, returning to sports, the New York Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Finals versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Is this going to be the year for the Knicks? We'll see. I have the Knicks winning this in 6 games and going to the NBA Finals. The other Western Conference Finals has the OKC Thunder playing the San Antonio Spurs. OKC is last year's defending champions. I have them winning in 6 or 7 games. I still feel it's hard to beat OKC, and the best of 4 out of 7 games. It's very difficult to beat a great team, a team like that 4 times. So, but this is going to be a war, though. This one's going to be a war. It's a back and forth. So, but everyone, watch as many games as you can if you're a big sports enthusiast. If you're not, if you just like seeing great athleticism, that Victor Wembanyama, Wembanyama, that's his name. He is a marvel to watch. They call him the alien. He's 7'5", and the man can dribble, puts the ball through his legs. He can spin on a dime. He can shoot from 35 feet. That he can defend. What can he do? That's why they call him an alien. Hopefully they call him an alien affectionately and not pejoratively. But anyway, but that's all I have to say, folks. You know, like I said, this is what happens when I don't post for a while. I kind of ramble on a little bit, but I had my points, and I tried to hit them one by one. And once again, just signing off. Good evening, folks. This is Mark Atkins, better known as That Brooklyn Guy, and I'll see you a little later. Bye.